Hello viewers, this is Devinder Kaur and welcome to my YouTube channel The Enlightened Room. In this video, we're going to talk about Newton's law of gravitation, or you can say Newton's universal law of gravitation. Right? We will also discuss why this law is called universal law of gravitation. But as we had talked about gravitation in our previous video, what we had discussed in it, gravitation is all about a force of attraction between two bodies. These are two bodies. It doesn't matter what their size is. Now let us assume one body is large in size and another body is small in size. And that would be small in mass too. Okay. Let us assume this body is A and this body or object is B. So it would have mass m1, it would have mass m2. Let us assume this. Okay. So what does this universal law of gravitation say? According to this law, the force of attraction or the gravitational force of attraction between these two bodies. Now, where is this force acting? Here at the center of these two bodies. As we had talked about gravitation, the force of gravitation is all about two objects. Okay, so these two objects would apply force of attraction on each other. That means this object A is also applying force of attraction on object B, and object B is also applying the force of attraction on object A. Right? These two bodies are trying to attract each other. Both are applying forces. So according to Newton's law of gravitation, first point is, well, I will also be considering its statement. Okay. First point is the force of attraction between these two bodies is directly proportional to product of masses of these two bodies. Okay. So mass m1 for object A times mass m2 for object B. You could apply dot or cross or nothing. The product. Okay. So this one is directly proportional to the masses of these two objects. Okay. Now, these two objects are placed at some distance. Let us consider their distance is r. In some books, their distance is referred as d. Okay. So don't get confused in it. Okay. Now the distance, how are we going to measure this distance? We're going to measure this distance from the center of these two objects. Here. You could mention it with r or d, it doesn't matter. Okay. You can use any symbol for distance. Okay. I'm going to use r here. So according to Newton, the second postulate or second statement of this gravitational law is the force of attraction between these two bodies is inversely proportional to the distance between these two bodies which is taken from their centers. Okay. So that would be written as like this. Alright. So we have got these 2 points. This is what Newton said. Okay. Now we're going to combine these two expressions to give a new result. How? It would be written as F is directly proportional to m1 m2 over r squared. Okay. Now it means this force of gravitation or this force of attraction among these two bodies, gravitational force of attraction among these two bodies is directly proportional to product of these two bodies, masses of these two bodies. That means it depends upon these two masses in such a way, if the mass of these two bodies is doubled, will it affect the force of gravitation? Yes, it would be. It would be doubled too. If the masses are halved, then it would also get halved. Similarly, it also depends upon the square of the distance between these two masses, between these two bodies which are taken from their centers, right? So that means what would happen here? If we halve this mass, if we halve this radius, if we reduce this radius to half, this would be reduced to 1/4. If we double this radius, this would be increased by 4. This is how they depend upon each other. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to remove this sign of proportionality with equality. So that means there would be a constant of proportionality, and that constant of proportionality is G. M1, M2 over R squared. Now this G is not gravity. You would all considering that it would be gravity because as we are talking about the gravitation, but it is not. It is not gravity, it is universal gravitational constant. Now this law is called universal law of gravitation because this law, this formula is applicable on all the bodies, whether these are terrestrial, that means these are present on our earth, whether they are in water or on land, okay, and this law is also applicable to the celestial bodies like stars, planets, asteroids, comets, etc. All the celestial bodies. It does not depend upon how much large the size is. This force of gravitation would occur, okay. Well, it depends, its value would be halved or doubled, reduced by some quantity or increased by some quantity, okay. Now let's talk about this universal gravitational constant, okay. First of all, this force of gravitation, we all know that force of gravitation is always measured in newtons. Let us talk about its units, okay. What we're going to do, take this one here, take this one here. What this kind of arrows are, I will tell you. Now we're going to take R square to the side of F and M1, M2 also to the side of F. Now what we're going to left with G on this side. Now we are trying to measure its units. F is measured in newtons, okay. Let the distance be measured in, as we're talking about SI units, let the distance be measured in meters. So it is squared, distance squared, that means meter squared, over kilogram times kilogram. So the value of G would be Newton meter square kilogram to the power -2, okay. So this is how we measure G, that means universal gravitational constant. Now this G has its numerical constant value too. It is a constant. It also has its numerical constant value which was given by Henry Cavendish, okay, Henry Cavendish. Well, he studied on it a lot and gave us its numerical constant value, that is 6.67 into 10 to the power -11 Newton meter square kilogram to the power -2. The things you need to remember. Alright, I'm going to erase these arrows. These are the things you need to remember. The main points, and of course the statement of this law. What it states, I had told you already in this video. It states that the force of attraction or gravitational force of attraction between the two bodies depends on, first of all, the product of masses between these two bodies, and secondly, it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between these two bodies which will be taken from their centers, okay. Now this F, that means the the gravitational force of attraction depends upon the masses. What their masses depends upon the distance, depends upon if they are halved or reduced to half, or they are increased, everything it would change, of course. Okay, but this g doesn't change. It doesn't matter what shape of the object is, what is the size of the object, what is the mass of the object, what is the distance between the objects, anything. It doesn't matter. In this whole universe, let us assume this is our universe and this is our little galaxy here. There's so many various galaxies, right? In this whole universe, this universal gravitational constant is gonna remain same. Okay, that's why it is called universal gravitational constant, and the reason it is known as universal law of gravitation, because it is applicable on all terrestrial and celestial bodies. Similarly, this g is same for all terrestrial and celestial bodies in all the universe, all these celestial bodies. Okay, I'm talking about all these celestial bodies. Think about it. Okay, so this is what all about our Newton's law of, or Newton's universal law of gravitation. Stay tuned for more videos like this from this chapter, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then do subscribe the button and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much.